Good morning, LinkedIn family. It's time for another Coffee with Bob. And again, I'm very excited to be able to welcome a new connection that I can share with anyone, Jeffery Berger. Jeffery actually and I have some things in common, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but I'm very glad to have him here. And if you're not connected to, if you're not following or engaging with Jeffery, highly recommend it. This is a guy who really knows what he's talking about when it comes to holistic wellness. Jeffery, thank you for being on Coffee with Bob. I really do appreciate it.
Well, thanks, Bob. I'm humbled to be on your show today and talking with you.
Thanks. I appreciate it. So tell us a little bit about what you're working on. You got some cool things going.
Sure, absolutely. So again, my name is Jeff Berger. I'm actually the founder of Abundance and Optimum Wellness, physically, mentally, and financially. And as a certified health and integrative wellness coach, which I'm also known as the Holistic Wellness Gladiator, what I do is I show stressed out entrepreneurs how to increase mental fitness with holistic coaching to achieve heightened well-being. And, with that, I'm aligned with the only holistic mental wellness company that focuses actually on the gut-brain axis, which is the microbiome, which many people know. And I say that mental wellness is the new physical health today and the foundation to everything, because I'm actually a living testimonial. I took control of my life a couple of years ago, life meaning health and wellness. I lost 60 pounds. I reversed my type 2 diabetes. I came off of 5 medications. Today I have more energy. I sleep like a baby. Stress and anxiety is to a minimum. And I actually feel like I'm in my 30s and I'm actually 66.
Wow. Excellent. That's awesome. That's very cool.
Thank you. Thanks.
And so one of the things, what you're doing, I think I believe in it entirely. I'm not as good at it as you are probably, but it's a space I need to improve. But we had scheduled a talk look like earlier last week, I think it was, but you had to take a pass on it because your brother, right, has MS. I have MS, so that's why I've got a heart for what you do.
Thank you. And I just learned that too by watching one of your interviews with one of your guests. I'm like, oh my gosh! So it's amazing what you learn. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I'm very blessed. I don't have it as bad as your brother does.
Yeah.
I'm not in a wheelchair. I'm not having to resort. I'm medicated. And I'm able to get through that way. Tell us a little bit about how you're helping your brother out with his MS and your wellness.
Well, I'm not actually able to help my brother, unfortunately, because he is with the VA. And the VA actually has restrictions in regards to what they can and cannot have. And I think it was a year and a half ago, I started to introduce him to some of our protocols, which are science-backed, clinically trialed, and plant-based. And the VA actually, forbid me for, sending them to him. So with that, I'm out there helping a lot of other people. My vision and I was being familiar with some background. I was a software engineer for 25 years. In the last 10 years, it was just, I was burnt out working 60, 70, 80, 90 hours a week. I left in 2016 because my health was not good and I was being led down the path to an early death. And I said, there's got to be another way. And just after that, about 5 months after I left corporate America, I was actually introduced to holistic options. I heard about them years ago and I thought, oh, it's just foo-foo, hokey pokey stuff. But I really dove into it and I was amazed to find the information that's really not in mainstream media. So the idea here is, providing direction, value, and some support to individuals who are basically sick and tired of being sick and tired, not getting ahead in their wellness. And I'm talking physically and mentally. So I'm out there providing the value because there are other things outside of mainstream Western medicine. And not that I take away Western medicine, it definitely is needed for certain times. But, there is a reality out there that for me, my belief is we're in a body temple and we only have one chance to feed this temple the right way. And it's about feeding it the right protocols. And for me personally, pharmaceuticals is not a long-term solution.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm trying to teach people is just be aware, get educated. And if it's something for you, great. If it's not, then it's not.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and that's a good call too, because I know, for example, my daughter, who's a biomedical scientist, right? She doesn't believe in pharmaceuticals. She's very holistic on everything, and she's always trying to get me to try different things aside from the pharmaceuticals that I
Good,
take for MS.
good for her. Good
Yeah,
for her.
yeah. So she's a big believer in it too. So which is again like why what you do is kind of close to my heart. And like I said, I don't
Awesome.
practice it as well as I should yet, but I'm working on it. So, so what type of person is looking to get in touch with you?
So really anybody who is just having anything physical or mental, I'm talking with a lot of people. I'm engaged. I'm talking with naturopaths. I'm talking with um, pharmacists who are actually incorporating this protocol into their business models, and anybody that's open and looking to get information. It's very difficult to find the right supplementation out there because it's not regulated.
Hmm.
And I was in that category where I was using some stuff that was not good, but I learned how to really research it out. And my recommendation, and for anybody who's looking at supplementation, is to make sure that it is science backed and clinically trialed, and plant-based, because our body temple was not really designed to ingest man-made chemicals. A lot of the supplementation out there has a lot of filler in there,
Yeah.
and it's really not regulated. I learned that they're only, by the FDA, they're only required to put in 10% of good product. The rest can be whatever they want.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, that gets kind of crazy.
Yes,
That's
it does. It does.
so when someone engages with you, they're looking over at their overall health and wellness, and I would assume that you're trying to help regulate their bodies to get them off of chemical needs, correct?
Right. We don't recommend that they come off of pharmaceuticals. They work with their doctors. That's a catch-22 though, because
Mhm.
most doctors don't know about plant-based protocols, but it's a collaboration. And that's what I did, is I learned about the microbiome and the importance and the significance it really has between the gut and the brain, wellness. And I learned as I went along, and I started to incorporate changes in my lifestyle, because it is a lifestyle change.
Right.
We've been
Yeah.
eating foods that are filled with chemical preservatives and not good stuff in it. So I learned what kind of foods to eat, because those are the important aspects of feeding, your body with the correct protocols. And those are the ones that really feed, because our bodies are made of human cells, microorganisms, and viruses. So those are the three entities that create their own chemicals to work synergistically together. When you start introducing man-made chemicals, then that's when the dysbiosis disruption starts to really set in. So we have I actually there's a free assessment. They can take a free assessment, and I provide a 30-minute a discovery call, if you will, to review the contents of the results and the recommendations, and then open it up for any Q&A, possibly direct them to certain protocols, whether it's inside my scope of what I'm doing from this holistic, or I'm connected with other health coaches who have other options and other protocols that
Cool.
are just as good. So what's going on with you? I want to assess what's going on with them, and then provide the best direction in their best interest to help them, get to that next level.
Awesome. Well, so if you look in the comments below, there'll be a link so that you can sign up for Jeffrey's free assessment. Again, if you're not connected to following or engaging with Jeffrey, he's definitely one of those connections that could change your life, at least make your life healthier. Jeffrey, thank you so much for being on Coffee with Bob. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Bob, for the time. I'm really humbled. Have a
Have
great
a
day,
great day.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.